What up, Reason Gang? By popular demand today, I'm going to give y'all an unfiltered account of the baseline generator and how I might use it in my workflow or not. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so we got a basic beat and a basic melody coming from Serum, and then some drums. Our 808 is coming from Splice. This is what it sounds like. So if you want to go grab this 808 sample, go ahead and get it off from Splice. So the first thing we need to do is set the scale. So we are in D sharp minor. You can set the root note here. Now just by setting the root note, it'll still be playing major. Like all these notes down here that it generates will be in a major key. So there is also a minorness knob here, which will turn all the way to the right because we're in D sharp minor. Now let's hear what it sounds like. Now I'll also warn you that some of these offbeat notes will not sound good. There are some great 808 patterns with great offbeat sounding 808s, but this area you'll still have to tweak it to make sure that it sounds good, or it'll just sound random. Let's start with the left side, and this will be the on-beat pattern, and find something that might sound good. Let's play it. Let's turn up the steps so that we can get more variation for the second half. If you want to go through these offbeat patterns, you can do that as well. Let's bring the octave down here. Gonna mute the kick just in case it's competing with the rhythm of the 808, and we could change it later. Could pull up the note range to add more variation to what 808 notes are being played. When you feel like there are some notes in it that you like, you don't have to keep mangling this around to find something that might fit. If you want to, of course, you have the note length option here. This is velocity, which will determine how hard the 808 is being played. And this is the same for the right side, the offbeat side, which is why if I turn this all the way to the left, it is no longer going to be heard. All right, and we also got note length if you want to make the notes longer, but this doesn't really matter for me specifically because I have my release all the way up on my 808, so it'll play out all the way. We also got this variator. If you turn this on, it'll just add some variation. And that might be cool for a turnaround if you're looking to, shake things up at the end of the fourth bar or something. You also got different shapes you can use for the variation. Right now, I'm not gonna mess with that. Okay, so let's start getting rid of the notes that we do not need, the notes that do not sound good. This one right here, whoops, is not needed, so I'm just going to turn it off. Probably don't need that one either. This could be a different note perhaps. I keep accidentally doing that. So if we drag this note down, maybe to an octave. One of these can go, these offbeat notes. In my honest opinion, messing with this sequencer could be really difficult to use and kind of get the hang of. In order to do this more smoothly, you can always send it to the track, which is what I'll do from here, right? So this is our pattern. I want to move this over and maybe just add another one. So we'll duplicate it. Zoom in a bit. Let's move this way. Let's put the grid on 116, and my tempo is 160 here. The reason we use like double tempo and trap is so that you can have more minute grid divisions. If it was in 80 instead of 160, 1/16 will actually be 1/8, and we always use hi-hat rolls in trap, and you'll just get finer divisions that way. That's one reason. Let's add this note somewhere else as well. So this note doesn't sound good. So we need to figure out where we're gonna put this note. And I'm just sticking with the key of D sharp minor. All right, let's try to bring that up an octave and see. So none of these notes sound good. So I'll go back to the melody and see what note's being played. It's a B. So let's match that with the 808. Right there. All right. Let's keep the same pattern as this part going for this B section. This doesn't sound good. Maybe we bring it up an octave or two. We could use some space here. Doesn't have to be super busy. Cool, and then for the second half of this, let's duplicate the first half and add some variation ourselves. And what we can actually do is we'll copy this momentarily. Let's go back into this bassline generator and let's use one of these variators on the second half, right? So here, let's see. We're gonna turn off manual rhythm. And let's play it. So I like the second half of that. So you can always take portions of it and use it for whatever you would like to use it for. So now we have this one. It muted our original, which is fine. We'll just unmute it by hitting M, and I'll make this a easier color to see, sky blue. And we're gonna go in and take the second half of this pattern, maybe less than that. Let me move the grid so I can change this easier. Take the second half of this pattern and we'll just drag it on top, and let's hear that. Okay, so I like the rhythm, but the pitch can use some work. And one thing that the bassline generator might not do is give you like good pitches for the melody that you're using. There are a few ways to repitch the MIDI that the bassline generator outputs. One is sending it a signal. So by playing a note on your keyboard at the same time it's generating, or you can just go in and do it manually, which might be what you end up doing anyways if you need to fix or change something. Adding those manual like extra repeats will also help the pattern in terms of rhythm. Sometimes it's just random, and having random offbeat occurrences in trap will just throw everything off. Like the rhythm has to be good. Not this note for sure. I'd be lying if I said this player was the answer to your bassline problems. As stated throughout this video, it could give you some good ideas you might not have come up with on your own, but the work it takes, as you can see, to make it sound good, in every instance I've used it, isn't worth it. I would try it if you're short on inspiration, but maybe not. I'm thinking maybe it's just not good for trap or hip hop, but let me know what your results have been. After meddling around, you'll get something like this. Now, of course, beauty is subjective, so you might like some of the rolls, the offbeat notes that the bassline generator gave you, and you might not. You might like some of the pitches it gave you, and you might not. Somebody else might like what you don't. So, I would say give it a try if you're interested. If you're not interested, I will also say you're not really missing out. I wouldn't say this player is worth it. I would actually pass. But let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're interested in learning how to make your own 808 patterns from scratch without the hassle, watch one of the videos in the cards. It's all Couture, Kickback, and Cook Up.